Apparently this is my thing now. Apparently I sit on the patio and I talk about books. Hey, beautiful people of the internet, my name is Ryan, and welcome to the Day 3 recap for the Hunt for Red October. I had to think for a second there and make sure it was Day 3, which does not bode well for the next 27 days before the end of this challenge, 28 days before the end of this challenge, because I have a feeling they're gonna start to run together. The good news is I read a ton of pages yesterday. I read 72 pages, more in Dune, which I've got open in front of me because I'm gonna talk a little bit about it today. Yeah, I think that puts me at an average of like 65 pages so far during the challenge. I really hope you all like Kingsley's butt, because there it is. Yeah, I read more of Dune today. I'm close to the end. I think I'll finish it tomorrow. I still don't know whether or not I'm gonna read all the appendices at the back. This world is so interesting in Dune that I very well might, just because I can't get enough of this book. Although I just realized today actually that I learned today that there are sequels to Dune. There's like a whole Duneverse is I think the term that they use for it, of books in the Duneverse. So I might have to, excuse me, order one of those and read a little bit more in the Duneverse during this challenge. So Dune has been really interesting this time around. Like I said, I've read it once before. The first time I read it, I remember mostly kind of like Lord of the Rings, just being very like fascinated with the world. Like I think you can, the first time you read a science fiction book in which the world is really interesting, I think you can mostly just dive in and like immerse yourself in the minutia of how the world or universe of the book works. This time it has been a little different. I have still loved every single one of those parts. I really want to try spice the food that is grown on the world of Dune. But I have also been way interested in the kind of this like theme of like mental awareness and meditation and such that is going through the book. So there is a really popular quote that I may have quoted already from the book that I wanted to talk about. Basically, very early on in the book, the characters talk about the litany against fear, which is just basically a series of aphorisms on the topic of fear that they use to kind of calm themselves. And that's like calming themselves, awareness of self, awareness of others, this kind of like controlling physical spaces through control of the mental space is a big theme in the book. So I wanted to read the litany against fear to hopefully perk the interest of people, those of you who have not read Dune. And it goes like this. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Kingsley, are you afraid of anything? Hi. 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 Anyways, it's been really cool to kind of follow along with this challenge. Those of you who are participating, I've seen a ton of interaction on social media, on Instagram where I'm at, and someone here as well, which is super cool. This guy actually texted me to say that it's really cool to see how many people are kind of challenging themselves as well. So yeah, it's just been really neat. I know one of you, for instance, is reading The Outsider by Stephen King, which I just read. Hey, you weirdo. Which I just read probably about a month ago. So it's been neat. I will say before I go really quickly, I think that there are a lot of other challenges going on in October as well. I saw Victober, for instance, the other day. I have no idea what Victober is. If any of you are doing any other kind of challenge, I would love to hear about that in the comments below as well. But otherwise, just update me on how your Hunt for Red October is going. I hope it's been a well-read October so far. I will see you guys tomorrow with another check-in. And until then, best wishes.